The largest cave on Earth, Doong, is so enormous that its environment is entirely self-sustaining. The clouds you're used to seeing in the sky form inside this cave, which has its own climate hundreds of meters below the surface. It also contains a massive subterranean river that is home to translucent fish and vibrant monkeys, as well as an unspoiled primeval rainforest. Over 150 unique plant and animal species call this underground world home, and 7 recently discovered animal species are exclusive to this 9-kilometer-long cave that contains 38.5 million cubic meters of space. Its passageways are so massive that a 40-story skyscraper could fit inside, and its giant stalagmites rise like the towers of ancient cities. Walking inside, it's impossible not to feel as small as a tiny bug. Can a rock move on its own? Doong even has phytokarst rocks that move toward the sun like semi-living organisms. Since its development 3 million years ago, this location has also produced other unusual formations, including rare cave pearls. The world had no idea about this cave's existence until it was fully explored in 2009 in Vietnam. Now it's time for you to see the largest cave on Earth. Individual access is forbidden to protect both visitors and the fragile environment. This expedition is operated by Oxalis, the only authorized agency to reach Doong. We've through the jungle for 9 hours, and now we must pass through In Cave, the world's 3rd largest cave. This cave serves as a gateway to the world's largest cave. It's crucial to be fully prepared for every possibility, so before setting out on this journey, we did deep online research about Doong and its surrounding area to learn about everything that we would need to know. Now we're heading towards the beach inside the cave. Over the centuries, water from nearby rivers gradually carved this place. The ceiling is 145 meters high, and the cave is 200 meters wide during the flooding season. Much of this empty space is submerged underwater. You can understand from the basket over there, the water levels rise so much that it can carry objects up to that level. With a breathtaking lake in front of us, it was impossible not to take a quick dip at dusk. The sound of swift birds echoes in the cave because of their short and weak legs. These birds can't take off from the ground and must jump from a high place to fly. If they are trapped on the ground, it means death is certain for these birds. This one was unlucky. It waited to die at sunrise. We're ready for the journey to Doong. If we call this cave a neighborhood, then Doong is a massive city in comparison. We will move to the darkness now. I can't help but wonder what awaits us in Doong. As we walk, dozens of crickets on the ground start jumping from side to side. The ground is covered with centuries of bat guano. Above us, we pass by formations that resemble travertine, and the limestone steps lead us to the path that leads to Doong. Wow, the view is breathtaking, with water cascading down from both sides. Countless bats hang in deep sleep, but some are awake and constantly urinating on us. So it's not a good idea to look up. That's how my arm looks. It's time to meet Doong Cave, which is trying to approach me and knows what to eat because it's too large. Beneath the dirt we walk on is a 450-million-year-old limestone formation that formed long before humans or even dinosaurs existed. Doong Cave welcomed us for the night. Deep in the jungle, this calcium-rich limestone is made up of the skeletons and shells of extinct marine life that sank to the ocean floor and gradually compressed over millions of years. Rain slowly erodes the limestone and creates caverns over time because calcium dissolves readily in acid, which is how the largest cave in the world was created. We descend to the grand entrance of Doong after a strenuous final climb, and as we go deeper, everyone turns on their headlamps. This route will take us to the Hope and Vision Passage, a 9-kilometer cave with plenty of exploration opportunities and the potential to be the first to document newly found animals. These people appear small at the entrance of Doong Cave, and even after a short walk inside, we are encircled by breathtaking cave formations. Over time, these lovely rimstone pools are created by the mineral-rich water that cascades down from the walls or ceilings. The first creature to greet us is a cricket, and as we move through the rocks, several stalagmites are glistening in a brilliant white due to the type of mineral they are made of. Yes, it does look like a diamond. And there is a massive bronze stachytonite that resembles frozen waterfalls. Some of the stachytotes have really broken off from the ceiling and fallen to the ground, and the one in the middle is a fault line. The orange-brown tints indicate the presence of iron or other minerals mixed inside the limestone. It was constructed by tectonic movements of the earth, and the reason for its immense size is not just water erosion, but also the fissures brought about by these movements, which made it possible for water to flow deeper. This section of the cave has a huge river that is so fast that you can't swim if you fall. Heavy rains feed numerous rivers here, and a large and fast river now flows through the cave. How did this happen? We are about 100 meters inside the cave, and there is no sunlight. Heavy floods can bring soil and plant stems into the cave, which is why we see a sprouted seed here. Unfortunately, they won't survive for long without sunlight. The flood also brought spores in, so the moisture and darkness are ideal for mushrooms. Signs of the incident are still visible here, as if the fall just occurred yesterday, and the flood brought a lot of mud with it. We arrived to the Hope and Vision Passage. This is the largest part of the cave. I'm standing next to the tallest stalagmite in the world. It is 80 meters high. It took an average of 800,000 years for these minerals to accumulate on the ground as water dripped from the ceiling and formed this massive stalagmite. The reason it got so huge is because it grew in a part of the cave where the ceiling is over 170 meters high and more than 130 meters wide, so this part of the cave is as large as a 40-story skyscraper could fit, and even a double-decker aircraft could fly through. You can see the light coming from the first Doong. Very far ahead, that's where we are heading. We spot clouding like white catches on the ground. What is this? A spider web. When they sense vibrations of a trapped insect, the spider jumps out, bites the prey, and returns to the funnel to eat. These are sand towers. When water drips from above, the parts under the pebbles are protected, while their surroundings erode, and in the end it forms these towers. It looks like a small metropolis. If you carefully look at it, there's a guy standing on the top of that rock. Our teammate in the far distance is now standing on a stalagmite of 60 meters in length. We move 3 kilometers forward in the cave. This is our camping site. Imagine sleeping here. The first dew line, which appears to be the cave's exit from this vantage point, is actually the first of 2 enormous dew lines. And things only become more amazing from here. These sticky threads are traps made by cave worms, which emit a blue-green light from their tail to draw flying insects to them. The temperature difference between the cave's interior and exterior creates mist and clouds inside the cave. The area outside of them is known as Watch Out for Dinosaurs, and we will explore that area tomorrow. For now, it's time to relax. Today, let's go. We are crawling through tight passageways to reach the first dine, a very narrow point. When an insect becomes stuck, the larvae use their mouths to pull up the thread and consume their food. This limestone, the oldest in Southeast Asia, is over 400 million years old. Some marine life assimilated into the limestone, while others mineralized and became fossils. As seen in this example, we'll go into more detail about this fossil later, son. Well, it takes about 20 seconds for water droplets to fall to the ground from up there. This wall is about 140 meters high.